Hey guys, welcome to the secret Deadlands super secret recorded not stream. I am, of course, what is my name now? I am Marshall Arthur Perkins. That's right, in Deadlands, I wear the badge because I'm the law dog. If this sees the light of day, it's because we didn't fuck it up that badly. If it doesn't see the light of day, it's because I died midstream from this sore throat. And yeah, I'm
As
having
people do.
yeah, I'm having a fantastic day except for the sore throat and the fact we could only get two people together for this game. Is yeah, I don't know what it is about Wednesday night, but it's so hard to find people. But, if you're watching this on the YouTube, maybe you'd like to join in. Let me know. Send me a message on YouTube. I'm joined by recurring cast member James and newcomer Mike. You might know Michael. Is it Mike or Michael? I think
Oh, you can
you
call me Mike. Mike's good.
Mike. Mike from all of the work he's done with the Stars Without Numbers fan art. All of it has been from him, and you may have noticed him in the audience for the Worldwide Wrestling RPG. Both of these you can find in the channel playlist, of course, if you haven't watched them yet. James, how are you doing this week?
I'm good. Good. Just settling into a new work schedule and braving Canadian springtime, which means blizzards today.
That
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable. It sounds like good weather.
That's it's weird even for us in this part of the country, so yeah.
You ready for
Yeah.
Mummy's Mass tomorrow?
I think I have leveled up fully and now have almost double the hit points, so we'll see. We'll see how long I survive.
Are you ready for Deadlands right now?
Yes.
Excellent.
I have a gun underneath my desk.
Yeah, so there's something I want to mention about the character creation process for this. You can tell it's going to be a game that I like if you can die during the character creation process. And in Deadlands, you can die during the character creation process.
Oh man,
So
I was
yeah,
unaware of
I
that.
didn't know that.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
shit gets fucking real in this game so fast.
It's, I mean, like you don't survive birth or something. I don't understand how that
We'll
starts.
Well,
see.
before the game starts, your
We'll
character
see.
dies, I assume.
Yeah, Mike,
You die in your background.
who are you and how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. You found out, my name is Mike. Just IT manager over at a little company, and just been dealing with IT issues all week. I'm ready for the weekend, uh, and been wanting to play a game with Arthur here for a while. So happy to get the chance.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Terrible first game for me because I'm
Yeah.
literally dying.
No worries.
It's all right.
um, yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this game here. We're gonna go through this one real slow for both because we're a little unfamiliar with it. But your players, you guys are the audience. You guys are definitely gonna be unfamiliar with it. So we're gonna go through everything real slow, slow motion wise, and hopefully you'll be able to follow along at home about what's happening. And I hope you enjoy this because it's gonna be old western with a little bit of weird. So this is Deadlands Classic. It was rewritten into a kind of Savage World system in 1999, and it's since been remade. But I picked up a whole bunch of the Deadlands Classic books on Bundle of Holding about a year ago, and I've been looking for a chance to play them. You're looking at a world where the Civil War didn't end, has been ongoing for about 20 years. The Intercontinental Railroad has not been finished yet, and both the Sioux and the Coyote Federation have created their own nations and hold large tracts of land in the center of the country. And it's all surrounding the need to get Ghost Rock. California fell into the ocean sometime around, I think it's 1877,
Yeah, the big
and
one.
and there was a huge earthquake. it turned into like an Italian seascape, right? So there's lots of waterways where you like go between the cities just by floating on like gondola boats and stuff like that. And there are open deposits of what's called ghost rock, which burns 100 times hotter than coal for 100 times longer. And so, just a little bit of this stuff can power railways. It powers strange new devices. They just invented the Gatling gun, and now they've got like super Gatling guns and stuff like that.
Oh, man.
And there are rumors of things that get a little weird out there. Sometimes they say men walk around after they've been shot, people eating the skin off of others. They talk about dragons that sleep in the canals of California, but it's mostly all bullshit, right?
Ghost stories.
Yeah, ghost stories.
Until you see it.
Until you see it. So that's the kind of basics of Deadland there. That's the conceit. And we're gonna walk through character creation here, and then we'll do step by step talking about how you get things done. So in Roll20, we have 3 decks currently, and I have a 4th deck just in case we need it. James, you'll be using playing card deck. I guess I'll just ring him in deck 1. That sounds like...
Oh, playing cards?
Yeah. Deck 1's going to be the primary deck that we use when we're in combat. That's the player's deck. Mike, you'll be using deck 2 for character creation.
Okay. Well, how do I tell which?
When you
I got you. Yeah, when you highlight them, there you got it. Deck 2 for me. Okay, got it.
So, right now, you start character creation by having the characters all draw 12 cards.
Should I draw them in secret or just throw them on the table?
I would prefer you throw them on the table.
All right.
I have it set so that when you play a card to the table, it should play face down always, and then you flip it from there. Because
Okay.
there's a couple of applications where you can leave a card face down and then flip it over later.
So who goes first?
So just say draw 12 cards
Yeah,
and
you
it'll do
guys
it.
can both draw 12 cards. Go ahead.
All right.
Will the decks look different?
They will not. So you're going to have to play to different areas.
I'm bottom right.
Okay?
I claim this land.
Bottom
For
right.
some reason, I can't see when you have those cards.
Who,
I'm
me?
throwing them on the table.
Yeah. Are you playing them directly to the table, or did you draw them into your hand?
Mine are thrown right on the table.
Oh, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you just where it pops up, you just click and drag.
Oh,
throw it.
right.
It's
Of course.
it's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so go ahead and flip all your cards over once you got them out there. I have it so that I actually can't see the cards that are in your guys'
man.
hand. Wow, that was a
so
good
brutal.
draw. You kidding? You got 3 face cards.
3. Like I said, I was doing some test draws, and I was getting like king, queen. It was insane, but that's
Statistically,
okay.
3 face cards out of 12 isn't bad, right? That's 1/4.
That's about average. Am I still missing? Am I missing a card?
Nope. You have rows of
10.
6. No, you only have 10. Yeah, you need to draw 2 more.
I need 2 more. I'm down.
So what's going on here is that these cards...
Oh.
Oh, shit! I wish I had my air horn right now, because that just got fucking real.
Oh
He drew
no!
He drew the Joker.
Can I use this heart as the secret?
Oh my goodness, it's the red Joker, too.
Uh,
Let me just
Oh.
make sure. Let me look over the deck and see what the...
Oh, yeah.
oh, if there's 2 colors,
Yeah, there should be 2 different color Jokers.
the one that's like black and white, right?
That is actually the black Joker. Shit is still real, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
Oh, and it's a spade. That's cool.
Oh, you drew a king off of that? Holy
Yeah.
fuck, dude. Holy shit.
Oh, it's the suit that matters, right?
Yeah, it's the suit that matters, but still, that's... And the suits are in reverse, so spades is 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, whatever set you put that into, you'll be rolling big. So let me discuss what's happening here. Your stats are determined by the draw of these cards. Um, and when you draw a Joker, strange things start happening.
Yeah.
No matter what part of the game you're in, if you draw a Joker, weird stuff starts happening.
Is that where you said we could die in character creation?
Yes, drawing the Joker is one of the ways to die in character creation.
Oh no.
So let's see here. Luck of the draw. So an ace is a D12. If you put an ace into a trait and you have that there, that trait is a D12 trait. The suit determines how many dice you get to use, and it's in reverse alphabetical order. So spades is 4. If you have the ace of spades, which I believe you do,
Yeah.
you have a 4D12
I have
stat.
2 of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible. Really, you have 2 4D12 stats, which is crushing it early on. And so hearts is 3, diamonds is 2, clubs is 1. All right, so an ace is a D12, king, queen is a D10. 9 through jacks are D8s, 3 to 8s are D6s, and a 2 is a D4. You also get to discard 2 cards, but you can't discard the Joker.
Or deuces, I heard.
Yeah, you also have to hold all deuces.
I believe I'll get rid of this 4 clubs and 4 diamonds. Because they're trash.
Mike, I'm afraid I haven't even looked at what you got. You got
Oh,
a
okay.
pretty
Oh
average
yeah, let's
draw
look
there.
at that.
You have an ace of diamonds, which is going to give you 2d2. Not bad. You got a couple clubs in there, which isn't great.
10 of spades is okay.
Yep. You have a pretty average hand.
Well, I'm an average guy.
What would you like to discard here?
Well, what do you suggest? Which ones are better off, the hearts or the like the 2, both the
you should
6s
probably
maybe?
get rid of the 6s, I would
Yeah,
think.
okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I'll get rid of
Let's
those.
make
Well,
sure.
10 of clubs might be a candidate because it's only 1
6
die.
of hearts is going to be 3d6, so that's not bad.
I haven't seen how this
Yeah.
game plays, so I don't know. But I would assume having only 1 die is a bad thing because you don't get any
Yeah.
chances to roll
10
aces.
of clubs is not great. I would probably drop the 10 of clubs and the 6 of clubs.
Okay.
The clubs hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I just select take card?
I flipped
you
mine.
should be able to delete it.
Oh.
And it'll go
Oh, yeah,
right
you can
back into
just
the
delete.
discard pile.
Yeah. Delete.
Uh,
Delete. Nope. I just flipped mine.
oh, you just flipped it?
Yeah, because delete is not working.
Weird. Okay.
Really? Maybe
Yeah.
I'm the only one that can.
You can do anything. There you go. Card lead is a card played, apparently.
All right. So, Jokers count as a D12, but it also means you have a mysterious past. So let's see here. I need to pull. I already have to. So the GM book is a second book. It's not like most books where you could play off of what you've got immediately. So I need to look up what your mysterious past might be.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go to the index. Let's see if I can. Okay, page 35. Oh, so good. All right. Let's see here. I have to draw a card.
Uh-oh.
Amazing.
Don't draw a joker, please.
I'm drawing one to myself. I am not going to say what my card is, but the audience at home is probably freaking out right now. It's a pretty good card. Oh, fuck. I'm telling you, I have to get an air horn. It's got to happen. All right. I'm going to send you an email telling you what your card does.
Okay.
And then we're going to continue. Sorry, guys. This is one of the, this
Cool.
it's pretty unusual for something like this to happen. But
Makes it more interesting.
it does, it is slowing us down a little bit, but it is amazing. Let's see here. You know what? What happens with this card is related to your backstory. So let's talk about backstories. Jim, we're going to start with you. Tell us what you would like your character to be.
Well, from the basic framework we were looking at, I decided on drifter slash bounty hunter. Like, he is a bounty hunter when he can be to get the big scores and take down terrible criminals. And in his off time, when there's nothing to hunt or no one to hunt, he makes his way by being like a farmhand or hired muscle or whatever he can, and he just stays on the road. Um, I haven't decided too much about what his family life was like or his upbringing. I had an idea that he would be some kind of half breed, like half Chinese, half American, or half Indian, half American.
Ferner. He's a Ferner.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
going to take the Ferner drawback?
I suppose I would have to.
This is interesting. Being half Chinese actually opens a bit of things up for you.
It's like Kung Fu Kane.
Oh, I like this one.
Time for you to leave.
This is what's happening right here.
Am I searching for my brother? Because that would be terrible.
All right, I'm sending you a mail.
Okay. I have it ready to receive. So, yeah, we'll say half Chinese, half
There's
American.
going to be a word in there that you're not going to understand. Don't ask questions about it.
All right. I can keep a secret.
Exactly. I need to recall my Marshall deck and shuffle that. All right. Mike, let's hear about your character's backstory.
Well, he's from a little town in Texas called Ghostwell. His mom and dad are dead. He's got a brother who's 4 years older than him, who's a big shot attorney up in the Northeast. And he's kind of just the black sheep of the family. He's an outlaw. And he just gets into trouble in just about every town he goes into. He's been put in jail a few times. And like I said, he's kind of like H.I. from Raising Arizona. He gets up there and tells the parole board what they want to hear, whatever the magistrate, and they just say, okay, then, and they let him go, and he runs out, and who knows what else happens after that. And he's been married 5 times, and he loves to complain, and he's always comparing people or situations to his wives. Sometimes he'll mess up and say he's had his only 4 wives, and somebody will call him on it, and he just kind of doesn't care. His gun is named Matilda, and he talks to that every night before he goes to bed. Sleeps with it underneath his pillow. And let's see.
You go waltzing Matilda?
Waltzing Matilda.
You're a cowboy, so you technically could go waltzing Matilda.
He's got the... I took the biggin, hindrance, and then the outlaw, wanted, and then loco, because he's a compulsive liar.
All right, we'll get into the hindrances.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Edges. The thing is that your stats may... With the way your stats form, you may want to change the options
some of those
you have.
Okay.
So I had the players go through the book, obviously, so that they wouldn't be super unfamiliar. There are options that they would like to take that will probably still be available, but they may want to change depending on what their stats turn out to be.
Oh, I didn't. I looked at some of this stuff, but I didn't try to settle on anything for that reason.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about traits. You got 10 different traits in this game that are primary. You have deftness, which is hand-eye coordination and manual dexterity. So this is basically going to be your shooting, throwing, and stealing. It's called filching. Next trait's called nimbleness. This is going to be like your dexterity. Horse riding, dodge, and like melee fighting are all going to be from that. Quickness. Quickness is super important for quick drawers because that controls their quick draw. It's also going to determine how many actions you get in a combat round. So quickness, super important for that. Strength, not much needs to be said here. It's strength. Vigor is constitution, but it's also like extended checks, long, arduous climbs. Then we've got mental traits. Cognition. Cognition is like recognizing things around you. It's kind of like wisdom from most games, but not quite. It covers perception, alertness, searching, scrutinizing, and tracking. Knowledge is what you know. It's kind of like intelligence, but it's also covers some of what we're going to call the magic skills, like arcana and academia. Your mean, I'm not even sure that's how you pronounce it, but
Yeah.
that's charisma. It covers leadership, overall, and tale telling, and overall is super important because that's how you do stare downs when you got two gunslingers standing in the middle of the main road waiting for that church bell to toll. I feel like I should explain this real quick. The law of the Old West was it's only legal to kill someone if they're trying to kill you. So what you wanted to do was to freak the other guy out into reaching for his gun first, then grabbing your gun because now he's holding his gun, so he's a threat to you. Then you grab your gun and you shoot him first. And that's why everybody wanted to be quick on the draw. It wasn't necessarily that you literally drew first, because that would be illegal. If you draw first and the other guy hasn't drawn yet, and you shoot him, that's illegal. If you're trying to psych them out, and that's what overall lets you do. We'll go into a lot more detail about that when a situation comes up where we have two gunslingers who want to freak each other out. It might be a while, or it could happen immediately. I don't know. Uh, Smarts covers wits and deduction. This is the Sherlock Holmes skill. It also covers survival. And for mad scientist traits, it covers tinkering, which lets them build new ghost rock powered flamethrowers, Gatling guns, robots, rocket launchers. Pretty much everything that existed in 1877. You know, stuff. Spirit covers things like faith and guts. It's your connection to the psyche and spiritual presence. It's also allows you to sense the otherworldliness of the weird West around you. And I know it sounds like a dump stat. It's really not. It's really not. I wouldn't dump it. Even if it doesn't seem useful at first, it will be eventually. Spirit is super important for blessed, which are, depending on whatever faith you are, you'd be a priest or a shaman if you're Sioux, or I forget what it's called if you're Chinese. But yeah, if you want to be calling upon the spirits of nature or of your particular god, you need the faith trait and you need spirit. So, you guys have your stats here, and if you have your player's guide open, you should be able to figure out what cards you want to put where.
Okay, let me.
So let's talk it out. Who wants to put what where? Because that ace of spades is looking mighty fine there, James.
The ace of
As
spades
is that
and
Joker
and
of
that other
spades.
ace of spades.
Yeah, that Joker of spades is pretty sick.
Well, trying to decide now that I have this information how I want to. Do I want to use a gun or do I want to not use a gun because that's my thing?
What's your thing? Tell me what your thing is.
Well, I don't know yet. That's what I'm trying to decide because I'm a bounty hunter, but I have this whatever this is over my head. I think I will be a guy who tries to subdue people with physicality rather than with iron, like lead.
Oh,
You know.
So he is going to be Kung Fu Kane.
that sounds
Uh,
really dangerous. Just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, it can happen. You can do it. So the ranges of guns in this game is actually pretty short, and
well,
I think it's era specific. But I think the longest range on guns is about 20 yards. So and you can
so
typically close about 10 yards around.
so if I'm quick enough,
Yeah, you
so I
can get
may
up to somebody.
I might want to put one of these aces into quickness.
It's going to be controlled by your pace, and your pace is controlled by your nimbleness rather than your quick.
Well, then we're gonna put 4d12 into nimbleness.
Oh,
That's one
you're
of my
going to be a
aces.
good thief, runner, whatever you want to do. You're good at it now.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 1. So I'll flip that ace.
Okay.
Then, well, let's focus on what I'm weak at. For that, well, I'm going to use probably the 4 of hearts will be my weakest because 4d4 is, well, I don't know actually, numerically speaking.
What are we looking at? The heart? The 4 of hearts?
4 of hearts or 2 of spades because they're pretty close.
So 4 of hearts is
3d6
6
versus 4d4.
Yep. So another thing to talk about is this is an exploding dice game. And
Oh, yeah.
the target number you're mostly aiming for is 5. Just to get regular stuff done. So if you roll, you don't add your rolls together. So if you're rolling 44, let's say you got a 1, 2, 3, and 4. The
four
only
is
roll
what you-
that would matter is the
Okay.
4, and then you re-roll it. You keep re-rolling as long as you keep hitting 4s and add those up.
So subsequent rolls you can add together. Okay.
Yes, that's exploding.
So if you rolled 2 4s, you could roll 2 dice again and take
right,
the higher.
but you're still only taking the highest out of whichever dice
Yeah, like
succeeds.
you would take the 4 from the first roll because that's the max you can take,
Right.
and then whatever you roll out of the 2 highest. Yeah.
From
Okay.
there, yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
With 44, you have a pretty good chance of exploding. But even then, you're still only looking at generally being average at whatever you're doing.
Okay. Well, in that case, because I'm focused on quickness, my strength will probably be like my quote unquote dump stat. But
your whole thing is being a melee fighter, though, right?
that's what I was gonna say. But that's a problem.
I think you're gonna have to take some hits in the mental traits there, friend.
Yeah. Well, I need cognition because I'm a bounty hunter, so I'm tracking people. Knowledge would probably be a good way to go, especially if I'm from somewhere further away than where we're going to start out. Well, no, because that would be like street smarts. I didn't
You
think
guys
this
are
would
gonna
be
be
so difficult.
starting. The party, or sorry, it's called a posse. Your posse formed in Boston.
Okay.
The train you were on is currently west of Denver.
Okay,
And
so if
we're
it's
gonna go into
Boston,
the backstory of that, but you guys got on this train in Boston.
okay, well, I'll do a 3d6 knowledge then,
Okay, all right,
because I don't have a lot of book learning.
that's decent.
And then 4d4, I guess I will do for smarts. So I'm not that streetwise.
Not
I'm
able
like
to
a
put
fish out of
things
water.
together.
And that leaves me with another 4d12. Well, I guess if I'm doing... Well, nimbleness is fighting. I don't think I'm going to put the other 12 into strength, though. I'll probably put, like, the jack. Because that's 4d8.
Okay.
Yeah. 48 strength. Flip
The
that
thing to
one.
remember about strength is that it's added to your fighting rolls.
Oh,
You add your
Well-
strength to your damage.
okay. Well, I could take the king would be 2d10. Yeah, we'll do that. So it's just a more of a chance to perform admirably
All right.
with less dice. Well, we'll see how it rolls out. That vigor. Well, I want to be able to get along for long periods of time if I have to.
Yeah, you have terrible survival skills, so just being able to outlast the wastelands might be a good idea.
All right. So we'll do the jack there. Well, that's still not actually that great, is it? It's a balance. We'll put. Yeah.
That jack is worth 48, right?
Yeah, we'll do that. 48 vigor.
Yeah.
Flip. Da, 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 da. It's only 2d6. 2d6 I want to put in deafness, I guess. Flip that. Where do I want my other big... Well, let's put it into spirit. Since I'm...
You're going to be gutsy guy.
40-12. 40-12 spirit. Yeah, 3 more to go. Man, I want it to be pretty personable, so I guess that'll be the 3d8. Well, I guess those are both 3d8.
They're both 3d8.
3d8, and cognition, I need 3d8 for tracking, so that leaves me with
a d10.
Quickness. Ooh, that's going to hurt. But that's what it is. So
taking a d10 quickness? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, and if you want to switch anything around before the end of character creation, you certainly can swap things out.
Okay.
So what you should be able to do is go to your card deck now and hit the recall button and recall all of your cards off the table.
No, we don't have that ability.
Really?
No. We can draw and discard, and that's it.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure before I do this horrible thing that I'm using the right deck. Recall. Excellent.
Yeah, looks
I
good.
recalled the correct ones. All right, Mike, let's get
Yes,
over
sir.
to you. Got
Okay.
some interesting choices here. What would you like to pick?
Well, let's see. A good gunslinger is supposed to have high quickness and a good deafness. So I'm going to try to concentrate on those. See what abilities I have here that I have. I'm liking the D12,
You got
2D12.
some interesting heart cards.
Yeah.
No spades, right? You have no spades, which is a little rough.
Yeah, I've got a lot of level 3s and 1D, a couple of 1D10s, 3 1D10s if I'm understanding everything correctly.
Yep. So Ace of Diamonds and Queen of Diamonds are going to be pretty good.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to put my Ace of Diamonds into the quickness.
Okay. Quickness at 2d12.
Okay. And
Pretty good at acting fast.
I'll go ahead and flip that card. Yeah. Okay, and then the next one I'm going to go over with the going to go with the deafness. Deafness on the Queen of Diamonds.
Okay.
So that's 1D or 2D10.
2d10.
Yeah. Okay. 2D10. All right. And we'll turn her over. Yeah, let's see. Next, we are going to go with. Doesn't matter what order I go in, right? I can just do.
That's correct.
Okay,
So I think you have. You mind if I reorder these real quick?
Oh yeah, you go right ahead. Whatever. Hey.
You have 3 3d6s. And I probably should have done this for James too. You have King is gonna be 2 d10s right there.
1.
I'm sorry, King and Queen. Each one is a d10.
Yeah.
Each one is
Double
a d10.
one.
You have 2 1d10s.
Yeah.
The 10 is going to be a d8.
Yeah, 1D8 level 1. Yeah.
And then the 2 is going to be 3d4. And the 9 is going to be 2d8. So now they're kind of like arrayed left to right, good to bad.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see.
Yeah,
next.
it's from more dice to less dice.
Yeah. No worries.
Sorry, my mind just works like that. I was.
No, hey, you're
James'
the
cards and I
engineer,
wanted to
sir.
do it.
You are the engineer. You have the thing to prove it.
I was just looking at the cards, and of course, I'm holding a deck of Hero cards from Pathfinder.
I'm going to go with I'm going to use my 10 in this, my spirit.
Okay, all right.
Or no, wait, I'm sorry, strength. I'm going to go ahead and do that in the strength.
Strength, okay.
Yeah. Let's see, what am I at number 10? So that's going to give me 1d8, right?
You're using your 10 card, right? Yes.
Yeah,
It's gonna get
okay.
you 1d8.
Okay.
It's a little rough, but
Yeah. See, now you got me worried.
you're not melee fighting, right? You're not
Nope.
gonna be stabbing anybody to death, so you should be good.
Okay. Yeah.
Not gonna get tomahawk chopped.
I'm going to use the 1d. I'm going to use my Queen of Clubs there for the for my is Vigor. That's one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to use that one on that one.
D10. You're not
Yeah.
very good at running for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. King of Clubs. And then we're going to do Nimbleness for my King of Clubs.
Okay.
That's a 1d10 there. And then, let's see, number 6. 8. Yeah, there you go.
There's a pretty good chance those 8, 7, and 6s right there are going to be solid rolls for you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
They're not great, but there's a fairly decent chance they'll explode.
Let's see. I'm going to use. I'm going to use smarts for those. The 3D6.
Okay. So you're a little bit of a gambler there, then. You know, you can survive. You know how to do stuff.
I kind of like the ridicule, to be honest with you. I think that might be a lot of fun to role play, and just because I want to goad people in a way. You know, I'm trying to goad people. You
Come on,
know,
you want to shoot me? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I can't remember. Did I fire 5 shots or 6? Oh, wait, I could just open the barrel up and look.
Let's see here. Then we got to get over to knowledge. I'm going to use my 6 of hearts on that one. Or did I already use my 6 of hearts, didn't I?
Yep, you still got 7 and 8 of hearts.
Yeah, I'll use the 7 then on this one, on the knowledge. That's that's a 3d6 too?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'll be darned.
Well, I grouped them all together.
Yeah. Oh, I got you, dude. I'm sorry. Cognition and yeah, I'm going to use well, no.
So you're kind of like stronger mental stats to round out your buddy there. He's a bit more of a hands-on kind of guy. Literally by running up and punching people in the face.
We'll see if I get the chance.
Using his...
Or if I just take bullets to the gut and just drop.
Have we established that you're an Asian martial artist, or is that just something I was thinking that might not be true?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with that.
Okay. We should probably get you some sort of melee weapon maybe to go with it.
I'm going to go 3d6 in the I'm sorry, with my
Oh no.
number 8.
It's your
number 8 for the for my spirit.
Oh, excellent. So you do have a good connection to the weirdness around you.
Yeah, and then I guess I haven't used my 7 yet, have I? Or have I?
Nope.
No.
I
Nope.
don't think
Okay.
so.
I'm going to put that in cognition. The 3d6 in cognition. And then I think I got the 9. I already used the 9 though, didn't I? Yeah. Or did I?
Just leave
Yeah,
you with
1d.
the
Yeah,
2,
strength was 1d8. Yeah. So it just leaves my 2 there.
which is going to be 3d4.
3d4 in what's my last one? What am I missing?
Mean?
Yeah, that's it. 3d4.
You recall deck 2 then. And again, if some point during character creation you feel like redoing your stats, just swap them around.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, we got it.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Keep going down the line here. So now we've got stats that are based off of other stats, the secondary traits. There's grit. As you experience weird stuff, or as they say, weird shit, you get grit. You currently start with 0. You've encountered no weird stuff in your life yet. Next is pace. You write your nimbleness die down there. If you have a D10, you have 10 pace. They might be modified. I think one of you said you were a big guy.
Yeah, that was me.
I think that might alter your pace a bit.
Yes.
Pace is how many yards you can move.
Well, that's good.
Size. Your size is measure how big you are. Unless you have an edge or a hindrance, it's 6. Your wind is kind of shock. It's like the non-lethal damage. It's derived from your vigor and your spirit. If you have a D8 vigor and D10 spirit, you have 18 wind. This is why having a good spirit is so important. One of the reasons. When your wind is reduced to 0 or less, you are out of action. You can still talk a bit, but mostly you're standing there holding your guts in for about 5 minutes till someone comes over and helps you out. When your spirit starts your spirit can go under 0. And when your spirit starts equaling your negative wind, when your winded is equal to your negative amount, that's when things start going really bad. Next, we're talking about aptitudes. Aptitudes are your skill focuses. So they have a value between 1 and 5. When you start out, I don't think you can go higher than 4.
I think it was 5.
You can't start with an aptitude higher than 5. Right, that's what it is. You add together your knowledge, smarts, and cognition dice together. So how many aptitude points do you guys start out with?
18. 8, 6, and 4.
Knowledge, smart, and cognitive. Okay. And you said which? It's the die number or
Yep, die
okay,
number.
so 6, 12, and smart. Where's the smart at? Oh yeah, looks like I'm 18 as well.
All right. So putting a point into anything takes 1 point. So if you want 4 in a particular skill, take 4. There's a couple of different aptitudes here. I'm not going to list them all.
Yeah,
there's a lot. And more importantly, aptitudes have a concentration. So for instance, if you have the shooting aptitude, you have to take a concentration like shooting pistol, shooting rifle, shooting shotgun. You can earn additional concentrations for the same by paying 3 more points. So if you have shooting pistol at 5, you can get shooting shotgun for another 3 points, also at 5.
Okay.
So these guys are going to need to take a minute here to look through and figure out which ones they want. I think I may actually list off the different aptitudes while we do this. Hopefully they can tune me out. And I'll give a basic. So there's academia, which covers knowledge. There's philosophy, history, the occult. Kind of goes into background stuff. Things you might know. Animal wrangling, which is going to be, bronco busting, dog training, sometimes getting horses together. Knowledge of an area. All characters start with a knowledge of where they come from. So yeah, I should mention each character starts with some basic stuff. So before you guys tune me out, let's get those down. You start with climbing 1, search 1, sneak 1, and area knowledge of your home county 2. So I think at Ghostwell, Texas, you have Ghostwell, Texas 2.
Okay.
Where's Jim from? What county does he claim is from?
Oh, well, that is a good question because I hadn't given it much thought. Being a Chinese American half blood, he could be from like San Francisco or something.
Yeah.
We'll say San Francisco.
I don't know that San Francisco exists now. It's not Los Angeles, but it's called Lost Angels.
Oh, yes.
It's the city of
that
Los
area
Angeles.
Is sunk into the sea.
Yeah. Yeah, California's gone, friend.
Los Angeles.
You could be anywhere from the west all the way over to Denver, because that's where all the, that's where the railways are going, so that's where the Chinese workers are.
Okay. Well, one place is as good as another for me, um, just because I'm not going to know anything personally about any of them.
But your character
Uh,
will.
my character will know. Uh,
And don't be too attached to the Chinese thing. You could literally be from anywhere. Your parents could have just taken you someplace else to raise you.
mhm.
Where do you feel like you came from? Where do you come from? And where do you go?
Where do you come?
from? Mad Joe.
Well, seeing as how maybe I'm from the Northeast. Maybe I'm from around, not necessarily Boston, because
Austin.
Boston.
He's from
Probably
Vermont.
Vermont.
He's got all that maple syrup up there. He learned how to make the maple syrup from the British Canadians.
Yeah, the British North Americans.
True. I am not a jelly donut.
Ik ben een Berliner.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll say somewhere up north, somewhere close to the
Okay.
border.
All right. So that's interesting. You're actually from the Union.
Yeah.
And technically, that would also make Hack from the Confederate States of America, since Texas is currently controlled by the South.
Yes.
I love the buddy copping that's going on here.
He's a Yankee. He's a Yankee.
Did either of you serve in the military?
Yes.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see how that turns out then. All right, so you guys are going to have area knowledge, home country, too. Sorry. Yeah, now we got to go back to skills.
Okay.
That little side quest there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's important to know where you come from.
Yeah.
You learn some interesting stuff. Obviously, one of the characters is going to want some good shooting skill, and the other one's probably going to want some good fighting skill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is it okay? Is it a base, or do we just like say I'm going to put I got 18, so I'm just going to put 3 points or 4 points in
shooting.
quick or shooting?
It's going to be added to your die roll, I believe.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll put 4 in shooting.
Which concentration are you picking?
Pistol.
What?
All right. Are you also gonna take rifle or shotgun in addition?
Do you have
Or
to
just gonna be a
specialize
pistol
between-
specialist?
I'll take rifle.
Okay. All right. So it only, as I mentioned, it only costs 3 points to purchase an additional concentration.
Okay.
At the same level?
Yes. So if you put 4 points into shooting, you get shooting pistol at 4, and then for another 3 points, you get shooting rifle at 4, or shooting shotgun at 4, or automatics or flamethrower. Just in case you really wanted to.
So it would cost me a total of 8 then? Is that right?
7.
I'm sorry, 7. Okay.
4 plus 3.
Yeah.
Yep, you get to save a point, so it's actually pretty cool.
Okay, so that's what I would put.
A skill that I would definitely suggest for the shooter is speed load.
Yeah.
You can normally only reload a single bullet a round, and for 6 shooters, if you have a spare speed cylinder, you can make a speed loading check to reload it, all 6 bullets in a single action.
What does that fall under? Is that?
That's an actual skill called speed load.
Okay.
And then you have to pick whether it's pistol, rifle, or shotgun.
Speed load is deafness. Under deafness.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Well, I'm going to put 3 in speed load.
I'm definitely going to speak Chinese. So I took 2 language for that.
Are you choosing Mandarin or?
Well, I assume Mandarin.
I actually haven't seen the
probably
language here. Does it just say Chinese? It doesn't even list Chinese there.
It just says Chinese. I think.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with Chinese. They probably speak Cantonese rather than Mandarin.
A lot of them speak both, anyway.
Okay.
But I don't know about the rail workers if they were taken from like mainland China or.
Well, I would assume
Hong
they
Kong.
would speak
Yeah.
Cantonese just because Mandarin was like the noble side of it, right? Or am I completely fucking that up?
I thought it was it's a regional thing now, but I don't know in the 1800s.
Yeah, I thought that Mandarin specifically referred to the Mandarinates and like noble houses, but I could be totally wrong on that.
Ah,
I would
no,
not stake my reputation behind it.
this game is not going to be historically accurate, everybody. I'm sorry.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure not only did the Civil War last 20 years, but California is definitely gone.
It's been sunk into the sea for a
The
long time.
Twitch offices I normally broadcast into using my streaming are
Are they under
currently
the ocean?
underwater. We get picture of DJ Wheat in like a sailboat going to work.
Puts on a scuba suit at some point, just jumps in the water.
That would be awesome to have like underwater Twitch offices.
That would be
Dang,
pretty
it's so
sweet.
much cooler than I thought. How many points are you putting into your language?
Based on what I read, I'm gonna put 2. So
So
I
you
was,
can read and write, right?
yeah, like I was raised English, but I still retained a lot of it from my parents. Is what I'm gonna say.
So that's an interesting, like culturally, how rail culture or Chinese culture are you?
Well,
Or
we'll
Union? Like,
say,
what are you like a snobby, northeasterner, or are you?
well, I could leverage my actual being a Canadian and say that my family is actually from north of the border.
Sure,
Uh, and
yeah,
I'm
no
a
problem.
transplant, so that there's a whole lot of different dynamic going on there.
Yeah, sure. If you're north of the border, you're British,
Yes, Canadian area.
and the British did just take Detroit.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, the British took Detroit from the northern the Union, but yeah, as you might expect, Britain is pretty mad that we've been blockading the South for 20 years. They really want that cotton.
Yes. Yeah, one of my friends is English, and it's always fun talking that kind of history with him because he knows a lot about
They
it.
have a very different point of view
They
on
sure
our
do, but that's what
wars.
makes it interesting. That's funny.
I think I'm pretty much good.
All right, let's talk about what skills you took.
Uh, well, I put. Wait, is climbing one of the ones that
Yes, you
starts
get
off?
1 point in climbing to start.
All right, that's why I was like, okay, why do I have one in climbing? So I have climbing one, of course. I put 4 points into dodge because that's going to be a huge deal for me.
Oh,
I also put 4 points into fighting, hand to hand style.
okay.
I didn't pick up another specialization or whatever. Sorry, whatever it's called for a
Concentration.
melee weapon. Yeah, for a melee weapon or anything.
So you just took which one? Brawling?
Just hand to hand. Yeah,
All right, you're gonna punch people a lot.
I took. I think it might have been an extra point of sneak because I have sneak 2.
I want to jump in here and say that the one form of combat I concentrated least on my read through was fucking hand to hand. I was like, what sort of
Who
guy
would
would
do that?
in a game about shooting, I can understand if someone would have a tomahawk or a whip if they want to go Indiana Jones. Who the fuck would want to go hand to hand? And of course, James is like,
It
yeah, I'm gonna
happened.
base my whole character on hand to hand. And I think if you go back and watch the video when he says that on character creation, I'm like, oh fuck.
You can see the pain in the back of your head.
All right,
Um,
let's keep talking about your skills.
from there, I've got the default point in search. I took 3 in tracking because that's important.
Yeah.
Um, I left the area knowledge, so I don't know. I'm a stranger in a strange land, of course, so I don't have any area knowledge. Language 2 for the Chinese. I took 1 point of medicine, so we'll say that when I was in the military, I was learning how to patch people up, or at least I have a working knowledge of how to stop someone from bleeding,
Saw a
maybe.
couple sawbones do their
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
You know how to chop a
And-
leg off.
Well,
Your hand.
Just jumping
Uh,
broccoli.
and 2 points in persuasion to, try and prevent violence if I can.
Okay, interesting. All right, Mike, let's talk about your skills here.
Alrighty. I had 18 to spend, so I put 2 in scrutinize.
Hmm.
And then we got 7 in the shooting with
You put
Pist-
4 and 4.
yeah. pistol and shotgun. I mean, rifle.
Okay.
And I got a 3 on the speed load with emphasis in pistol. And then I got I've got a 2 in ridicule, 2 in streetwise, 2 in survival, and I think that's it. Is that right? Yeah, sounds like 18 to me.
We will talk more about how to put these skills into play later. Because you might be wondering, if they don't have that many skills, how do they do everything? Talk about it. Come back to this. I've been leading off with James a lot, but now it's time to go to Mike first. Since he's picked his hindrances out already, let's talk about it. You can spend up to 10 negative points to gain 10 positive points for your edges later. What did you put your negative points into?
Oh, I haven't used those yet. I haven't even used the negative points. So,
for your hindrance, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You mean which hindrances and what level did I pick them at?
Yeah, your hindrances. Okay. You spend your negative points to pick up hindrances. And
okay.
It gives you positive.
Yeah, I got an outlaw at 1.
You're not very famous, but
it's just enough to,
people look at you sideways. Let's see what outlaw does here for you.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up there, and you'll see. Swindler, I think is what it. No, that's the wanted level. Yeah, I got wanted at 2.
All right, you're a lawbreaker by nature. You have little respect for the law. You occasionally swipe bottles of whiskey from behind the counter when the bartender isn't looking.
That's right.
You're a swindler as well. Let's see.
On the wanted level, yeah.
Wanted. Let's see. You are wanted. You may not be guilty, but you're on the run. You don't want to get caught. Your hero is wanted for a host of crimes that can net you a few years in prison. Man, that picture in the PDF right there is powerfully ugly. They went out of their way to make that guy super shady looking. All right, so that gets you 3 points so far.
Yeah. And then I got Biggin at 1. And that's +1 to my size, which I think makes that a 7 if I'm correct. And then the movement, I'm sorry, is -1 step.
So what was your nimbleness?
Nimbleness is 1d10.
All right, you now have a d8.
Yeah.
Which means your pace is reduced that much as well.
Yes.
Pace is a d8.
Yes.
All right, you're a husky fellow. Did you check anything else?
Loco. Compulsive liar at 1.
Can't you see I'm loco, ese? What was that from?
Well, it wasn't that one of the rap songs? Don't you think I'm loco?
Yep.
Insane in the membrane.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Hindrance.
And there's my hindrances.
What is your feared object or situation?
My feared object or situation. Oh, that's a good one. I guess to hang by a rope. Or is that too specific, or is that too broad?
No. You're afraid of ropes and stuff. You're afraid of a hangman's noose. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense for a man who's wanted.
Yep.
And an outlaw. All right, so that gets you, 5?
Yes.
Points? Okay. James, let's cut sideways to you. What are you looking at in terms of hindrances?
Oh, well, I got to take the Ferner hindrance because it just goes with everything.
How many points? Oh, it's 3 points.
I think it's just a basic, yeah.
So are you an Englishman who insists on bad-mouthing democracy, or a Chinese rail worker who speaks little English?
They don't get you much. It's either one or the other.
Well, I'm sure
what makes you? So you're an American, but what makes you a foreigner? Is it the fact that you're Chinese? Is it the fact your parents are British? Is it the fact that you're a Yankee, but you spend all your time in the West?
It's probably the Yankee thing. Because I'll talk with like a clipped northern accent, kind of like my own. So yeah, people don't really like me that much. I don't know if I'm going to talk about my involvement in the military at all.
So I
Uh,
think what happens is everyone assumes you're a tin horn dandy. They think you're some fancy New Yorker who comes from the Northeast, shows up, does a shitty job at everything, talks about how great his guns are, shoots them off, and then ends up being shot in the head.
oh yeah, I
So yeah,
definitely
you
have.
you are a foreigner to the Wild West. Like everyone assumes that you're a tin horn. So don't be surprised if you get called that a bunch
That's fine. Um,
or dandy.
I actually kind of looked all in the same spot after I looked over it. I also wanted to take the enemy. I want to have
Mmm.
an enemy, so it might even play into the foreigner thing. Like maybe when I first show up,
Are you a
or
deserter? Or are you looking to build a specific enemy?
oh, I don't want to build an enemy. I suppose I could,
Well,
but
no, you tell me something about an enemy and I would make it for you. Hmm.
oh, okay,
Listen to that.
that sounds cool.
How many points do you want to put into your enemy and then tell me about him?
Oh,
You
let's
know,
go for
obviously
it.
a 5 point enemy is someone who's going to be showing up a lot and constantly trying to kill you.
You're
You'll
5
be
minutes.
A
right
1 point
there.
enemy is some guy that's like, you know, maybe you owe him some money and he wants to beat you up next time you're at the bar.
Yeah. Probably a 3 point enemy. We'll go midway.
Oh, okay. So this is still a fairly serious blood feud. I
Yeah.
mean,
Um, maybe it'll be some guy that I disarmed. He wanted to shoot my face off because I did at one point carry a gun in the past. But I instead of actually gunfighting, I disarmed him and left him shamed.
what? What is this person's name?
Uh, should he have like an actual outlaw name?
Was he an outlaw?
Mm, no, we'll say he was just some farmhand who was like drunk, and now he might be an outlaw, but I haven't seen him in a while.
I like this more and more.
So he was he had a big mouth, so I basically just told him to keep it down. Then he challenged me to a gunfight, and I had no choice. Maybe his friends were backing him up or something, so I got tossed out into the street. But I wouldn't shoot him just because he was some idiot that was too drunk, and I didn't want to kill him.
All right. So this character is vengeful and experienced, but not legendary.
Yeah.
Do we have a name for him yet?
Something silly, something like normal farm guy, like Bill McCreary or something like that.
Oh, I like this. Bill McCreary. Sounds
One
like
of the McCreary boys.
a
Well, that is yet to be seen. We'll see.
Bill McCreary. No, I might like that better. Like maybe it's one guy who hates you and he's not that good of a fighter, but he's got a bunch of brothers. All from Ireland, all willing to kick your ass, lawman.
Hi, ta. You think you're going to take
Oh
one
no.
over on us, eh?
It's the
Well,
Irish mob, see?
you got that fancy kicking. We don't do that. That's dancing where we come from.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
love
they
like
do
to
like fist
have them
fighting.
catch you in the open from like 4 different directions.
Oh, what have I done?
I don't know.
No, enemy's pretty
Uh,
cool. I figured that would
Oh,
be
yeah.
okay, so that's 6 points so far. Got anything else you want to put in?
And oh, I totally have to be heroic.
Oh, well. Some of you
I
might
see.
think that that doesn't sound like a hindrance until you hear about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
it
can't
is.
turn down a plea for help.
Doesn't have to be cheery about it. It doesn't have to be a nice person, but it always helps those in need eventually.
All right, that's 9 points. You can take one
That's
point to
enough.
something else.
That's
Oh, you
enough.
sure? You sure? You don't
I
think you
think
have
that's
enough
good.
foot in the grave? Okay.
This is like that Rustler's Rhapsody movie. Remember that one?
Nope.
Oh, my God.
Nope.
It had Tom Berenger in it. It was, anyway, you had to look it
Oh
up sometime.
man. That's the guy from Sniper, right?
Yeah.
Damn, he's so good at being a sniper.
Fair enough.
He's so good at being a sniper, they made 3 movies about it.
Oh god, yeah, they did. So now I can look at edges, but
Edges, yep. You can't take the arcane edge, because none of
I
you are arcanists.
I don't know if well, I haven't even looked at edges yet at this point.
Well, you got 9 points to spend, so you definitely want to look at him.
Oh man. Nope. Page 1 is a nope.
Each one is a nope.
Belongings? You don't want some more belongings?
No, I'm gonna be traveling light, I think.
Okay. Well, that relic for all deeds past and present sounds pretty light.
Wait, what?
It's a pardon for all deeds past and present.
Oh.
Is a belonging. Piece of paper that says you can kill anybody you want. Signed by the governor himself. Let me know when you guys know what you'd like to pick. I mean, there's plenty. You almost certainly want to have lawman, right? Because you said you were a lawman.
Well, I'm a bounty hunter.
Okay, well, it's kind of if we watch Pitch Black, we do know that bounty hunters are sometimes considered lawmen, occasionally just long enough to lie about it.
Yeah.
What was his name? Toombs is the guy from the second movie.
Was he?
Yeah,
Well,
Toombs
there were
is the
two,
crew
right?
that picks him up in Chronicles of Riddick. Who was the one from the first movie?
It was probably Toombs because it was his dad, right?
Oh, yeah. Tunes.
Let's look it up. Pitch Black.
Internet Movie Database.
Yep, I feel pretty bad having to look it up, but
I think that was his name.
Real skittish.
no, his name was Johns. William
Johns.
Johns.
It's an unassuming name.
What did he call him? Billy Badass? It was so good. The chains, the gun, the gauge. I'm feeling pretty Vin Diesel in the voice right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've
sidekick.
mentioned it enough times on the stream so far, but yeah, I have a sore throat.
Gargle some salt water.
Mm,
Helps all the time.
maybe I can just drink some more tequila and cough syrup.
Well, that too. You were already
Spend the
going
rest
with
of the
that.
night just being like, "What's up, guys? Roll some dice, play some cards." Speaking of playing cards, there are a number of situations in this game where you deal cards to players and they have to form the best poker hand out of what they have.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So, for instance, they'll be dealt 5 cards automatically, right? If their dice roll exceeds the 5 that they need and gets another... Is it another 4 or another 5? Every time you hit a raise, you get another card. And then you discard until you only have 5 cards and you have the best hand you can make. You play poker versus me, except I have a loaded hand.
Ah.
I'm the marshal. I can do whatever I want, except not quite. But yeah, it's an actually pretty interesting system that mixes the poker into the game fairly well.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and figure out how much you have to roll to get a raise. I feel like that's important knowledge.
Oh, totally got to take nerves of steel.
Every
What's-
time you beat your target number by 5, you get a raise.
Ah.
That's why this is different than Savage Worlds, because in Savage Worlds the target number is 4, and every 4 is a raise. In this system, you're looking for 5s. I'm sorry, which edge did you say you were going to take?
Nerves of steel. Nerves
Mm,
o steel, sorry.
let's see what that does for you.
Whenever the character fails a guts check and is forced to flee, the character can choose to stand his ground instead. He still suffers any other penalties, however.
Oh, you're not brave. You're just afraid to be branded a coward.
You brought disgrace to your family.
You sure you don't want to take Luck of the Irish?
Yeah.
That cost a whole bunch. Could be worth it, though.
It probably is.
You get an extra fate chip at the beginning of every session. Actually, that's not too great, because you can't use it for bounty points.
What's the wind based off of again?
Spirit
Spirit.
and
Okay.
vigor, I think.
Okay.
Now
So
here's
yeah.
the question: did you want to take two-fisted there, gunslinger, so that you can fire two guns without as much penalty?
Uh,
Without it, you take a -4 in your offhand on top of the -2 you already have for using two weapons.
wow.
So your first gun's at a -2, and if you don't have two-fisted, your second gun's at a -6.
Oh, okay. That's if you're wielding two weapons.
Yep.
Yeah, with a single one, you're okay though. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to be a
Oh,
single.
I feel like the first character I would make would be a two-fisted Luck of the Irish character. And I think his name would be Dan McDrinkin. He would
You have
be
to
an
drink whiskey every time you
alcoholic
play.
Irish expatriate fleeing the
How much
British
is it?
oppression.
How much is the? Uh,
Luck of the Irish.
no, never mind.
The
I don't.
two-fisted.
Yeah, no, you. I can't remember what I was going to ask now. Okay.
Oh, well, I'm gonna take fleet-footed, so I can just run.
For each point, your pace increases by one more than your nimbleness.
It's already 12.
So what are you bumping it up to?
Let's say at least 3 points.
Oh, you're pushing your pace up to 15 then.
Yeah, I gotta close that gap, right?
Yeah, you got to get in quick. I mean, they're bringing all
The
these
quick
guys.
or the dead.
Take them down fast.
And I think the rest. So that's 4 points out of my 9. I'm gonna put the rest of the 5 probably into actual my aptitudes. I can do that, right?
I'm not certain.
Let me go back to the hindrances. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep, I'm zooming up to. Used to buy edge or more aptitudes. Yeah, you can go
Okay.
grab some more aptitudes if you'd like.
I do need a couple.
So where do you have 5 points to play with?
I have used, or yeah, yep.
So the other thing to mention about the hindrances, if this is how you earn more fate points, is by playing up your hindrances. And fate by fate points I mean fate chips. These are poker chips. Obviously Roll20 doesn't currently support poker chips. I'll be storing the information of who has what in a spreadsheet, and players will track what they have. There's blue, white, and red poker chips. They're worth differing values. The key thing is you draw 3 at the beginning of every session. You can't have more than 10 at any time. And not only can you use them mid-session, but at the end of session you can cash them in for experience points to buy more aptitudes or to improve your traits. So you want fate chips. Definitely. And you can also use them to assist your rolls or lower incoming damage taken. And as I know I'm going roundabout with this because I'm going to explain in more detail later. The important part is your hindrances determine how you get them. So I'm probably going to leave it up to the audience and just have them let me know when they feel someone's playing their hindrances pretty good. So the audience, you need to keep a close eye on that. So when you're big, being a big guy is a problem for you, you'll get a poker chip out of it.
I gotcha.
And when someone makes a big deal out of you being a foreigner, James,
Oh,
or your
that will
enemy
not
shows up,
stand.
yeah, your enemy is probably going to be a big way of getting that.
Oh man.
You know what? That reminds me of the Edge of the Empire system from Star Wars, where everybody starts out with obligation, and at the beginning of the game, you add everyone's obligation up, and if you roll less than the obligation number, someone from your past shows up and demands your debt. And I love the idea of someone just showing up and being like, "You're going down, Jim.
What's his
It's
last
me,
name?
McCreary."
His first name is Jim, so that's like the British part.
Your name is Jim Sterling.
Jim Sterling, Gentleman Jim.
There's a lot of Jim Sterlings, man. Apparently, there's that video game critic, Jim Sterling. There's the character from Leverage, Jim Sterling, who's also an inspector for the Interpol. Who's, of course, played by Badger from Firefly. That's how you both did that at the same time.
I know. And Jinx, you'll
Mark
make out.
Shepard. Yeah.
Interesting.
He's my go-to slimy frenemy guy.
Yeah, he's cool. So I bumped up medicine, persuasion, and I put some into survival and streetwise.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
Nerves
all your
of Steel,
points?
Fleet-footed, Heroic Enemy, Ferner. Yep.
Mike, how are you doing on your point spending?
For buying edges.
Yep.
Yeah, I got those taken care of. I think I got
What'd you grab?
Friends in High Places too.
All
Nice.
right. Let me ask here. What kind of friend do you think you got? Someone
Well-
who bails you out of jail?
Yeah, that's kind of like my brother. Since he's the lawyer up in the Northeast, I kind of figure he might do things for me every once
So
in a
does
while.
does he live in this area now, or does he literally like come out and get you out of jail?
He might send a representative. He works for a pretty big firm, so he might send a representative out.
sends one of them city slickers to come help you out.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna.
love the idea of this guy like chomp on a cigar, like, all right, time to close that account. Just about dried out that bastard, and someone like burst open the door. Is like, telegram, Sal, it's your brother. He's in jail again. He's like, God damn it!
Yep,
Get Jenkins on the train immediately.
or send a telegraph or something. Yep, that's what's gonna happen. Yep. And I took that at a 2, as we said. I think because I had 5 points to work with. So
Yeah.
my next one's going to be Tough as Nails at a 2, and that
that
gives
give
me
you?
+4 to wind.
Oh
like
yeah,
this.
that'll do it.
Big tough guy.
Yeah. So again, it's like you said the wind is based on your spirit and vigor, and so I got 1d10 and 3d6 in those. So what is that? 16.
16 plus
4 is 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
gonna be awfully hard to knock you out.
And then my last one, with my last point, I went with a sense of direction because I figure he's always wandering somewhere, trying to get somewhere, and he needs to know which way to get out of town quicker. If I go over that North Ridge, what places are that way?
Yep,
Something like
you
that.
should definitely like copy paste that somewhere just so you know that you can make that roll to figure out where you are.
Oh, okay.
So it gives you to determine direction. You make a fair cognition. If you want to know exactly where you are and what time it is, you make a smarts roll
Yeah.
at those difficulties. So definitely write that down because that's
Yeah, I'm
something
gonna
that you
grab
can
that.
do
Yeah.
because apparently you're a ranger. All right, you guys already picked your backgrounds, so we can kind of skip over that. Gear. You start with $250 and the clothes on your back. Everything else must be bought.
Oh boy.
Well then.
This part's going to take a little while. So, to kind of give the audience at home an idea of what's going on here, let's see here. A rifle carbine's about $18. A pistol's about 5, 10. Oh, I'm sorry. Derringers are 5. Pistols are 10 to 15. Rifles are between 20 and $30. So yeah, I mean, I'm not only did they have to buy guns, they also had to buy ammo and all the other stuff that they might want.
Yeah.
Horses.
Well, I definitely want a horse. Yeah.
If you'd like, you guys can get El Cheapo gear for 75% or half off. But if you do, there's a chance that it'll malfunction and blow up.
Well, I don't know if we really want that. Especially since it seems so easier to die other ways. It's like I need a little help here. It's like at least my equipment's not going to kill me right off. let the cactus monster do that.
So the mad scientist class like always has a chance to malfunction, I think, but they have some really cool stuff. There's a picture in the book of a mad scientist who has 2 shoulder-mounted Gatling guns.
Wow.
And for me, I just imagine like some Chinese railway worker sitting and playing like a shamisen and someone being like, do, do, da, do, do. And in slow motion, these bullets are coming out of the Gatling gun, like, shooting down, like, 4 or 5 bandits. And the scientist guy is just like, that would be a character I would play. That would be my
like
Irish expatriate right there.
This is like the Wild Wild West
Dan
TV
McDrunk.
series. With Quentin Tarantino guest starring writer director.
Oh man, that would be pretty cool to get Will Smith and Quentin Tarantino together.
To do the Wild Wild West. There you go.
Wild Wild West too.
Be like Django Unchained on acid or something.
Oh man, that would be a cool movie mix up right there. Django Unchained, Wild Wild West. Yeah. Man, Django Unchained is fucking crazy. When the one guy's like, all right, fuck you, my wife spent all night making these.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck.
Criticize, criticize, criticize. That's all you do.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't ask me mine for no more of your favors.
I think that really sold the scene for me. Like, it wasn't just that they were racist, but they were also people. Horrible racist people. That they were such jerks to this guy.
I'm gonna have a rifle just because I'll have one.
You can't even shoot it though, right? You're not very good at shooting it?
Not really. So I'm gonna have a really nice rifle then. I'll take the Winchester 76.
You're getting a really good rifle that you can't shoot just so someone can take it off your body when you die.
No, that's not why.
Okay. What is the purpose?
I gotta have a gun.
Wow,
Just
it's
in
a
case.
45 caliber? Holy shit. 48 plus 2 damage? That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, all rifles are pretty crazy. At least all of these ones are.
All right. Fast draw holsters, just in case you're wondering what that does, gives you +2 to quick draw rolls. Not terrible.
How much is that?
And if you're looking at pistols, which I'm guessing you are,
Yeah.
you have to make a choice between single and double action. The single action lets you fan.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's also super unreliable.
So you
it
can
lets
just
you put
go
out
like,
a
pow,
lot
pow,
of.
pow.
No. You hold the hammer
Trigger
down,
down.
and you
Yeah,
pull
you'll
the
Oh,
trigger.
you click it. Yeah.
It's a
Hold
good.
the trigger down.
Yeah, I always see people doing this thing.
Yeah.
But in this game, what it is, you just hold the you hold the hammer down, you just pull the trigger, repeat.
I thought you held the trigger.
No, it's the other way. You hold the
Slap the
trigger
hammer.
down and smack the hammer. So
I
that's
know,
what
I know
strikes.
that's what it sounds like, but in
Oh,
the book
okay.
they list it as the complete opposite.
Weird.
Oh.
I don't know. Oh, you might be
Oh,
right.
well.
Yeah, you hold.
I
the
don't see how
trigger down.
it strikes the flint and then
Yeah,
the
that's
powder's
right.
back.
It does say
Not
you
the
hold
hammer.
the trigger down and
Yeah,
you
and then-
smack the
That's-
hammer, repeat.
Because that way it
That's
won't, it don't
cool.
click back into place. It just keeps
You can
going.
just shoot everything.
Yeah.
You have a stacking penalty every time you do that, though.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's like a mini Gatling gun. If you're getting a double action version, of course, they're, just like modern pistols.
Where's the ammo?
Ammo is on equipment notes. It's on the page after everything else.
Okay.
Ammo's is like between $1 and $5 a box.
I'll just have a couple boxes. A horse is what, 150? Let's see. It's got to be. I think I saw.
You
how
have
it was.
horse riding skills?
Nope.
Are you sure you want a horse?
Yeah.
Gotta have one.
For what? You're riding on a train.
That's
Well,
true.
I'll buy one when I get there.
Yeah, so don't feel that you need to spend all of your money in one place.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna buy all this stuff when I get there. But I'm going to buy it.
Sure?
I'm planning out what I'm gonna have.
Okay, well, you should definitely buy stuff now that you think you might need. Because you're on a train.
Well, I can't bring a horse. I mean, I might have my
Obviously
rifle
not,
packed
no.
up. I'll have my rifle packed up. And clothing. And... Oh, I'll have a big knife. You gotta have a knife.
Of course.
Everybody's
Again,
gotta have
another
a
knife you can't use.
That's right.
But
But
you're pretty
it can
good at
cut
not
things.
being able to use it.
It can cut things. That's okay. Especially me. I don't think there's much else that I want.
Okay.
A nice brand new white hat with not a speck of dirt on it. Uh, yeah. And some fancy clothes. In fact, I think I'll wear like an actual like suit, not a. At the beginning of this whole thing, I'm
No
gonna wear a suit
wonder
with a
everyone
vest.
thinks you're a tin horn dandy.
Exactly.
Because you literally are.
I'm gonna be wearing a suit, and I will buy a new white 10-gallon hat, and I will attempt to not ever let it get dirty.
Let's see how that works.
I've heard stories of men in the Wild West, of course, so I have to look the part, right?
Yep. I love this idea that you like walk up to everybody, you're smiling, trying to pretend to be Western, and you got like New York written all over you, Boston, Vermont.
Boston accent. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Which page did you say the regular other stuff was on? Like that, because I want to write down the quick draw holster.
It's
Oh, there it
after
is. I
the
found a
equipment
common gear. I
section,
got
it's
it.
in equipment notes. Yep.
Oh, common gear. Is that what it's under?
Yep.
Yeah. Gun belt. Oh yeah, there it is. $11.
Need that fast draw holster.
Yes, sir. And a shotgun thong. No, I'm sorry. What?
Yep.
Thong to thong thong thong.
Oh, I haven't heard that song in forever.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
I remember when that song was hype as shit, man, but that would have been in high school.
I think I was just out of high school. Yeah.
Let me see that thong.
No, we got Arthur going now.
I
Now
love
we're
singing,
done.
man. It's just everybody else hates it when I do.
Oh, there's like a whole magic chapter. That's cool.
Yep, don't
Guess
read
that
it.
makes sense. Oh,
Don't
I'm not.
read
I'm
it.
just,
It specifically says you need the marshal's permission.
I'm scrolling past it.
Keep on scrolling, son.
I'm not gonna have to worry about any of that.
All
There we go.
right.
Yeah. So I have my rifle, and not much else. I have some nice boots though.
Now, is the rifle scabbard the one that would go over the back? Is that kind of what that is? Or
Well, or if you have it on your horse.
yeah, I
Either
guess.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. You said we started out with 250, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've spent maybe 50.
Yeah.
Oh.
So for those wondering at home, how do we do this exploding dice crazy bullshit in Roll20? You would type, for instance, /roll 4d12 double exclamations. And then anytime it hits 12, it'll keep re-rolling.
Sweet.
Normally, you might use something like target number, but I don't know that Roll20 does number of successes or something like that. Because we're not looking for multiple dice to get above a certain number. We're looking to see how far past a certain number you get. And while you can do that, the macro for it gets hideously complex. And I think I tested it earlier with my Game of Thrones macro, which does that. It'll like divide the number that you get by a target number. When you do it with multiple dice, an exploding dice, it broke for me, probably because I just didn't program it right, but that's where we're at. All right. If you guys are done with equipment,
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if you wanted me to just go over with you.
yeah,
Like, okay.
absolutely. Let's do that.
Okay. I got me a set of brass knuckles.
Obviously.
Nice.
Colt Peacemaker.
Double or single action?
Single action.
Ooh, Mr. Fan.
Then I got a Ballard 72 rifle.
Excellent.
And I got a fast draw holster. Got a backpack. Some matches. 2 decks of playing cards, 5 cigars, and rifle scabbard, and then and 100 rounds of pistol ammunition, and the same for the rifle.
Excellent.
Yes, sir.
Gun that won the West. Peacemaker. All right.
Ate a lot of
James,
peace.
What did Jim pick up?
Jim has his fine suit, a rifle.
I love the idea of this suit, by the way.
Oh yeah. So that's 40 box of bullets. A nice new pair of leather boots for cow booting around. And a big giant Bowie knife. And
Okay.
some cash left over, like $100 almost worth of cash. Oh wait, 200 almost. 55, 60, 70, 80. We'll call it 80. Yeah, 170 to spend on genuine Western accoutrements when I arrive.
Oh yeah, I got some. Oh yes, and of course I got the duster.
Oh, I didn't buy a hat.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Yep,
Maybe
I got a
with
hat.
your fancy suit.
everybody stop the game.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's not even on the list. Hats. There we go.
I think it came with your fancy suit, but sure.
No. It's got to be totally mismatching the suit.
This is gonna be fun to try to draw or get
It's
made.
actually gonna be like an authentic like hat. After I arrive, I'll pick it up. So, yeah, $5 for a hat. That's pretty expensive.
Is it a Stetson?
Yeah, hat, $5.
I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the decks. We're almost at 2 hours here. We're not going to go over the combat rules before we start playing.
Okay.
We'll do that when combat comes up because it's involved. And yeah, so let's just spend a couple minutes here talking about your guys' thoughts on the system so far. How have you enjoyed reading through the system and character creation, and actually doing it rather than just thinking about it?
Well, I did a couple of dry runs with just the cards just to see what I could get and how it works. It'll be fun to see it in practice, like with the multiple dice and what you actually end up with score-wise when you try to make a roll. But I like that. I like the drawing of the cards. That's always cool. And the fact that I got a Joker is just awesome.
You like your Joker attribute, right?
We'll see. We'll see how awesome it is. Yeah, that's really cool.
All right.
I like it so far. Like I said, it helps. I like doing it with with somebody because you can bounce stuff, interpretations, and what does this mean, and all that stuff off them. So definitely better than just trying to roll one up by yourself. But yeah, it's not bad. It's a lot better than I thought it was, or at least from what I remember, 15 years ago. So.
All right. Let's talk about your fate chips. We're gonna go ahead and draw those. So the question is, which one of you would like to draw first?
I'll go first.
Okay. All right. So there are 10 blue, 25 red, and 50 white chips in this pile right here. I will draw last as the marshal. You get to draw 3. And so how we're going to do that is you are going to roll 3d85.
Ooh. Cool.
And hopefully no no repeats come up.
Okay, so.
And I realize this isn't perfectly exact math, guys, but we are substituting exactness for a slight variation to give us better time. So you type /roll space 3d85.
Okay, where is the chat at? Where did I?
Lower right hand corner on.
Oh, and not
Roll
in. Not,
20.
Yeah,
Oh.
roll 20, not on.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Not in Troy. Hang on just a second. Journal. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, I got it. There it is. All right. I'm sorry, what was it again? Type roll.
/roll space 3d85.
3D85. Like that?
All right.
84. Wow.
Yep. Okay. So you are going to earn yourself 3 white chips.
3 white chips.
All right.
Are we trying to go low?
You want to go very low. Blue is the lowest.
Hmm.
And so you are Mike with
3 white chips.
Well, we could do. Oh no, we couldn't. I was gonna say we could do tokens on the game board and put those little markers on them,
Yeah, but I'm trying to get away from using
like representation of the game
artwork
board.
that I don't own.
That's fair.
Exactly. That's why we have little drawn out characters this time around. James, would you like to roll 3d82 to represent the remaining?
Ah, 82.
All right, you have two red and one blue chip. And for you, that could mean something pretty spectacular because of your neck.
Interesting.
You know, 2 red and 1 white. And let's see. Here. So there are now 46 white chips left. There are 23 red, and I am going to roll 3D 79. And I roll garbage. That's going to be 3 white from me. And 3 whites. Leaves us with 43 white chips left in the pile. Chips, what do they do? We keep talking about these things. Let's talk about that real quick before the break here.
Okay.
The first words under fate and bounties is fate is a fickle bitch. That's all we need to say about that. If you defeat certain legendary enemies or complete adventures, you get something called a legend chip. This legend chip lets you do a lot more special stuff. You can turn it in for a lot more points than normal. And I think your knack, James, gives you access to something particularly good when you got one of those things.
It's interesting.
Yep. You can trade chips to other people. It's super expensive, though. Every time you want to give chips to somebody else, you also have to pay into the pot that much. If you go bust, which is to say, if the majority of your dice come up with ones, you can't spend fate chips to help you on your roll. So, we've talked about what you can't do. Talk about what you can do. You can add a little bit of extra oomph to your rolls. You can also spend fate chips to reduce wounds. It doesn't heal it or stop the attacks, it just makes it so it doesn't ever happen. You can also use it to help with wind. And the final part, of course, is the bounty points. You can sell your chips off in order to get experience points. So, the players are going to want to check page 145 of the player's guide. Follow along here. White chips give you an extra die as if you gain an extra level in your trait. You can spend these chips one at a time until you're happy with your results. So you can use these after the roll has happened to continue trying to re-roll until you get a good enough roll. Or I wouldn't say you re-roll, but you add more. Once you spend a white chip, you cannot add any more chips from another color to the pile, though. They are worth 1 wound, so you can use them to negate a wound, or 1 bounty point. Red chips let you roll a bonus die and add it to your current highest die. So, you know, maybe James is like, dang, I really wish I had another 6 points on there. Cashes in his red chip to roll another d12 and adds it to his current die. They are worth 2 wounds and 2 bounty points. The downside is whenever you use the red chip, I get to pull out from the fate pot. Blue chips work exactly the same, except they can only ever be spent on a single action. I still get to draw, or I'm sorry, I don't get to draw, and they're worth 3 points. And finally, legendary chips let you re-roll any die roll, even if the roll was a bust.
Wow.
Once you use that chip, it's gone forever. But it's worth 5 experience points as well, which is pretty big. What does all this experience point stuff mean? Let's talk about it. Improving. How do we improve? When you want to raise a trait, you turn in you turn in the chips, you get bounty points. To raise a die type, so let's say you have 44, you want to make it 46. You have to spend 18 bounty points. You need triple the cost of the new die.
Okay.
So to go from a D10 to a D12, you need 36 points. A lot. You want to raise a trait level, so to go from 46 to 5d6, it costs twice the new level. So getting more dice is a lot easier than getting bigger dice. You can also use them to buy aptitudes on a one-for-one basis, or edges, or to buy off a hindrance. If you feel like maybe you're no longer that big, maybe you worked off the weight, you can use it to buy off the hindrance. I think that about covers it, yeah. All right, so this is perfect. We are an hour and 40 minutes into the broadcast, and we're right at 10 o'clock our time, so we are going to take a break. And I'm going to probably divide this video up into 3 parts, so we'll be back. Well, it won't matter for you, because everyone watching this is on YouTube, so we'll be back almost instantly.
Time will be dilated.
Woo!
Exactly.